Hey, be a squid and subscribe to my mediocrity.
How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to be playing some more BDO, and I'm going to go over a small fishing guide here. Not even small, it's probably going to be pretty lengthy. I'm going to talk about AFK fishing, active fishing, and kind of try and go over most of the stuff that needs to be talked about. I've kind of already touched on this a little bit in a previous video, but I wanted to just kind of make a dedicated fishing guide for those of you that are struggling as beginners, as well as some people that are trying to get into intermediate fishing, which is kind of where I'm at currently. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start talking about this. Now I want to start off by hard flexing my fucking inventory real quick. I'm just kidding. But I do want to show this because this is essentially the profit that you're going to be making if you're AFK fishing. Now, to explain how this works is you're obviously not going to make this much if you don't have the inventory spaces. So I need to make that abundantly clear that inventory space is a super key factor in terms of AFK fishing. The more space you have equals the more income you're gonna make. Just from the fish alone in my inventory, this is roughly about 4 to 5 mil, something in that area. And then we also got relic shards, which these sell for $1 million a pop. So this is 6 mil right here. We have another 4 in our boat, so that's another 4 mil. So we're looking at literally 14 or 13 mil, something in that area. Somewhere between like 13 and 15 million pretty much is our profit just from AFK fishing. And it takes me about 3 to 4 hours to fill up this entire inventory space. So overall, it's a pretty good haul per night. And if we take that and try and like crunch down to a smaller number, so we'll just take 10 mil, right? If we were to do this 7 days a week and we get 10 mil, just about 10 mil anyway, per night, and then we do 7 days a week, we were making 70 mil by the end of the week. The reason I'm mentioning this is because a lot of people think that AFK fishing, you're gonna make 100 mil a night or something. No, you're definitely not. They nerfed fucking AFK fishing a long time ago, and the amount of yellows that you get are completely fucking garbage now, so you're not ever going to be making anywhere close to what you were making back in the day. Back in the day, people used to make 30 to 40 mil a night, and since they nerfed the AFK fishing pretty fucking hard, it's not nearly as good as it used to be. So while you still can turn a pretty decent profit, you're not going to be turning anything like you were before, which really sucks, but I mean, you know, what are you gonna do, guys? I just feel like I kind of have to mention that because a lot of people on YouTube really try and ham up the AFK fishing, and it's really just like, in order for me to make at least 15 mil a night, I had to spend 100 IRL buckos in order to even fucking do that. So just to put that into perspective there, you have to spend $100 to even make close to what I'm making currently. And I'm almost positive what I'm making isn't even necessarily maximizing the profit, but it's still pretty good in my personal opinion. But just putting that into perspective for you, it's not exactly the most ideal situation, especially for a lot of people. Now, while we're here, we're going to talk to this Imperial fishing guy. Now, this dude is very important. We're in Valia right now, and he's over by the docks. So always sell to this guy because he buys fish for a super high price comparatively to other traders. So you want to sell everything you can to this guy. Unfortunately, they did put a cap on him, so you can't sell everything to this guy, or else you'd make probably upwards of 40 mil. But since there's a cap, you can only do so much. Also, the server is fucking lagging, so I can't talk to him because I've already pressed the Y button and literally, it's not going. Bruh, this shit took, like, this took literally about 10 to 15 minutes of straight up server lag, and then at that point, I literally just restarted the fucking game, and then now it's good. I don't know. Everybody in chat's talking about lag and shit, so well, whatever. Anyway, let's get back on with the video. So here, we're about to sell some hot garbage to this man here. So he'll buy most of these for a decent price, but as you can see over here, you can see the cap on the right with, you know, if you have 30 porgies, whatever the hell, you can only sell that much. But he will buy these at a jacked up percentage, so this is really nice in terms of, you know, getting a little bit of extra money out of your fishing experience. So if we take a look here, we need to find sailfish and herrings, and what is going on? This thing is lagging. Oh my fucking god, please. Mercy on the servers, please. Just trying to do this video, man. Just trying to help out some of the boys. So herring, we can sell 9 of these motherfuckers, which is not great. And then if we find the sailfish, that's probably, yeah, here we go. Sailfish, we can sell 31 of these, and this is for 62k, so we'll make a decent profit off of this. Okay, so I went to put my money in my storage, so that way we could literally see how much we're gonna make here. So we're gonna sell everything that we can. So let's go ahead and see here. Oh, the server's breaking. The server's fucking breaking. Oh no. Oh wait, there's no empty slot. Shit, I forgot that's a thing. God damn it. That legitimately makes no sense, by the way. All right, now we can sell some shit. So let's keep an eye on the money here. So boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, 2.2 mil. So that's just off of 30 sailfish and like 9 herrings. So not the best, but I mean, that's 2 mil off of pretty much that. So I mean, I'll take what you can get. Now we have to go sell the rest to the trader up at the top by the stables, and we're gonna bargain and try and get a decent chunk of money. Oh my god, lag. All right, trade managers right here. So how this works, in case you guys are confused on how to do any of this, so you press Y to bargain game, and then yeah, there we go. And then you just do this horse shit and then fail every single goddamn time until it works, and then you shoot yourself if you can't fucking get it, because God knows that this fucking sucks ass. Just let me sell my shit, bro. I have to be completely honest with you. I have legitimately no idea. Oh, there it is. Okay, fucking good. There we go. Now we sell the rest of our game here. So boom, 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 boom. There we go. 4.6 mil. That is our total profit just off of fish. Pretty good. Not gonna lie. It's pretty fucking good. So now off of fishing, that is essentially the expectation that you should have whenever AFK fishing. Now, I have 150 slots, and I only made 4 mil just off of fish alone. So you need to keep that in mind in the idea of if you're fishing with way less than that, you're gonna not be making a lot of money at all. So the real profit is going to be mixing the fish alongside the relic shards, because that's gonna what's gonna push you over 10 mil at least per night. So that's gonna be what you're gonna want to go for. Now we're heading back on over to our trusty fucking steed over here to try and grab the rest of our relic shards. All right, we'll go ahead and grab up these, and then we'll head on over to the marketplace and go try and make some banku. All right, so we're over at the central marketplace now. We're gonna go ahead and pop these bad boys on here for 10 mil. So we'll just pop this in here. Those will sell probably within the next 5 to 10 minutes or so. It's kind of whatever. So now that that's done and over with, we'll just let that sit there for a while. Alright, so now it's time to kind of discuss active fishing versus AFK fishing. So while AFK fishing is great for bringing in passive income throughout the week that'll add up to a decent chunk of money, active fishing is always going to net you a lot more money. Of course, this involves you forfeiting majority of your time from either playing the game and taking out mobs and leveling your character via, that sort of situation, in terms of playing the game more actively as a PvEer versus trying to be a life skiller. So life skills, obviously PvE content too, but when I say PvEer, I'm referring to more or less going out, farming mobs and getting drops and stuff like that. That's typically what you would want to do over fishing, obviously mixing in both, but still. So more or less, you're gonna have to forfeit pretty much everything else and focus solely on getting certain fish and where to get relic shards as well. When it comes to active fishing, don't expect to make a lot of money off of fish. You're gonna be wanting to aim for relic shards, because relic shards are going to be the main source of money, because if you can get at least 1 to 2, that's at least 2 mil in your pocket. If you get like 40 fish, that's like 300k in your pocket, depending on the rarity of the fish. And if we take a look at the map here, if you're fishing down in a place that may or may not be abundant, let's say around here, and in this area there's a few, decent sized fish or whatever, but here you're gonna get a lot of garbage drops like rope, anchor, stuff like that, and you're probably gonna get a mixture of green and blues and maybe some yellows in there, but the yellows are probably gonna be more rare than you would want. So even at getting the absolute best in terms of blues in some spot that you may or may not know of, you're only going to be making about 4 to 500k at the very best with only 40 to 50 slots. One thing I kind of do want to mention is that no matter where you fish at, you always have a chance of getting relic shards. It's just about looking for an abundant spot. This is why Heidel and Velia and Grana are completely fucking useless, because they're all just completely exhausted. So the amount of time to get relic shards are going to be absolutely useless. So you're going to want to find a body of water somewhere and just kind of post up there no matter what, because if it's, as long as it's abundant, you have a chance at getting relic shards. Now, I did read and do a little bit of research about you know, plus fishing. So essentially, if you have +5, you get about 3 to 4% increase to relic shards. If you guys are a little confused as to what that is, if you guys look down here, you'll see fishing, and then you'll get, you know, 3 and then up to 5. So if you have +5, you will get about 3 to 4% in chance, and this means that you will get at least 3 relic shards per 100, you know, tries in terms of fishing. So obviously, if you have limited inventory, that's a bit annoying, but still, you'll end up with a few relic shards if you're actively fishing for a few hours. And as long as you're fishing in an abundant zone, you will be able to fish faster. So overall, being able to fish faster plus having +5 increases your chances of getting relic shards. This is probably the ultimate way to make at least a decent chunk of money throughout your early stages of the game. This is why I like to fish out in the ocean, because if you fish in the ocean, everything is fucking abundant. So no matter how you look at it, fishing in the ocean is a good choice, if you have the inventory slots, of course. Now, even if you don't have the inventory slots, I still recommend you actually maybe look into a boat, because you don't necessarily have to go super far from Velia or Portiferia or whatever. You could go, like, let's say, maybe to one of these islands out here, and which is not that far of a trip back and forth to sell fish. So if you're just trying to look for relic shards and you need abundant waters, heading out just a little bit past Velia might be a good option in order to just get that fishing speed up rather than having exhausted waters everywhere. Now let me set the record straight to close out this video. AFK fishing is passive income that will increase over time, and you'll notice a significant increase as long as you're doing it consistently. If you start AFK fishing and you're only making 500k to maybe a couple mil, that is normal. That is 100% normal. I have 150 fucking slots, and I have like fishing skilled whatever, and typically I buy potions to give me +5 fishing anyway, on top of a +10 Balanos rod as well as +2 functional clothing, and I only make about 15 mil a night. So just to keep your expectations in check, it is not something that is going to get you a million bajillion dollars in a singular night or even a singular week. Over a month period of time, you will be making a decent chunk of cash. You'll have roughly about 500 mil probably by the end of the month. Now, when it comes to active fishing, it's tedious, it's boring, it's annoying, it's RNG as fuck, but you will ultimately still make more money than AFK fishing as long as you're doing it consistently. If you were to active fish for the same amount of time that you're AFK fishing, you would essentially make completely double or triple your profits, and you'd probably make above $1 billion within about a month. Even with only 40 to 50 slots in your inventory, you would still roughly make about 500 million in probably roughly about 2 weeks. It takes dedication and a lot of will and fucking just the strength to get through the complete mind-numbing tediousness that is active fishing, but overall active fishing is going to net you way more money than AFK fishing, and that goes for a majority of other things as well. But this has been the active and AFK fishing somewhat guide. Keep an eye out for events that involve fishing. If you see seagulls out in the ocean, if you do get a boat, stop off there, because seagulls indicate a hotspot, which will allow you to get goldfish in that area. They do only last for a certain period of time, so get in it while you see it, because it will disappear probably in roughly about 5 minutes or less. Last things I want to mention is some spots that you may or may not want to go to. So Heidel, one of the spots, obviously, if you want to AFK fish, everyone AFK fishes here, so it's fine. If you're AFK fishing, you don't have to worry about exhausted or abundant. It just means the auto time for fishing is going to be a lot longer. But if you're trying to active fish, steer clear of Heidel and Grana and all the major cities, because they're going to be completely exhausted, so active fishing in these spots are completely useless. But if you are going to AFK fish, there's absolutely nothing wrong with AFK fishing in Heidel or Grana or any other city. To be honest, I still wouldn't recommend it. I'd go find a patch of land somewhere else and just AFK fish there and just hope that you get some relic shards by the end of the night. Now, if you're active fishing, I want you guys to probably pay more attention towards like these individually weird spots, like something over here like catfish. You might want to, if you can find a decent spot where you're not going to die, fish here. Typically, people are fighting at catfish camp, so I would come here on a level 49 so that way nobody will fuck with you, but overall people are more or less fighting catfish versus fishing here, so this is a decent spot to kind of sit at and just get a little bit of fish, as well as some chances for relic shards. And there's also some decent bodies of water over here by Trent, so if you guys want to come over here, you guys might be able to pick up some decent fish over in this area. There's typically not a lot of people over here anyway, so this is also another decent spot. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. If you guys have any questions or anything that I could help you guys with in terms of answering, leave it down below. I tried to do my best to cover a majority of everything, but it's just a lot of information to go over, and I'm sorry this video was extremely long. With that being said, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.